Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to discuss on an important topic, that is how to choose an optional subject in UPSC civil service examinations. So now this video is going to be longer. That's because you have to arrive at a conclusion that which is the better optional subjects. So if you're interested, kindly click on the link and go to the YouTube and watch the complete video. Now, when we speak about optional subjects, we should understand that UPSC has three stages: preliminary examinations, mains examinations, and interview. In mains examinations, one has to write 9 papers. Two papers are of language papers, that is, English language is compulsory, and another compulsory Indian language, any Indian language that you can choose. So, these two papers are only qualifying in nature, and the other 7 papers whose marks will be considered to the merit list are essay, general studies paper 1, general studies paper 2, general studies paper 3, and general studies paper 4, plus one optional subject. In this optional subject, you can choose any optional subject that is being offered by UPSC. There are 26 plus subject that is being offered by UPSC as your optional subject. Now the question is that how to choose optional subject, which optional subject is better, which optional subject is easier. So these are the questions that is being asked by a lot of aspirants when they opt for civil service examinations. Now you see, there is no such thing called easier optional subject, because each optional subject has its speciality, and UPSC tries to give, keep a level playing field between all the optional subjects. Let's say for example mathematics and public administration. So mathematics and public administration will be of the same difficulty level. Okay, and they also have the policy of normalization, okay, for the subjects such as mathematics, electrical engineering, etc., etc. So there is a level playing field. No such optional subject is easier, or no particular optional subject is tougher. Now in this scenario, which optional subject is better to be chosen? For this, I have categorized optional subject into 4 categories. Okay, the first one is the core category, the second one is the general studies overlapping category, the third one is the literature category, and the fourth one is the trending category. Now, what are these categories? We'll analyze one by one. Core category subjects are those subjects which one has opted in their degree, in their graduation days. Let's say electrical engineering, okay, civil engineering or mechanical engineering, zoology, medical science, commerce, accountancy, management. So there are list of subjects that you can opt, which you might have studied in your graduation days, and you think that, okay, I know it pretty well, so I can read the same subject as for my optional paper. So that is the core subjects. Now these subjects, these core subjects, they do not have overlapping with any other topics in the general studies, because you see, general studies paper, 4 papers already have 1,000 marks, and one essay paper which is also general in topic, so have 250 marks. So you're already carrying a burden of 1,250 marks. Now this core paper doesn't have any relationship between, there's no relationship between the core papers and the general studies paper. This is completely isolated, that is different subjects. Fine, you have to choose this core subjects only when you're very good in your graduation days with that particular subject, right? If you have got a gold medal, if you have basically are very good in that particular topic, if you're passionate about those subjects, then only you should choose these core subjects. Now if at all, if you still have a doubt that sir, I think I might be very good in this particular subject, then how, I'm still confused whether to opt this subject or not. For them, I would suggest that basically download the last 3 years mains papers of that particular subject. Let's say for example, if you have chosen electrical engineering as your optionals, so download last 3 years paper, write the answers and get it corrected with your professors, your engineering college professors. Fine. So if you see that there is a good marks that you are scoring right now, let's say for example, for each paper 250 marks, if you are scoring at least 100 plus marks, then you're good to go with this particular subject. But you're scoring, because you can basically increase that score eventually, but if you're scoring anything that is less than 100 marks, I would suggest, this is my personal suggestion, not to take the core subjects as your optional subject. Correct. Now coming to the general studies overlapping subjects. So which are those subjects which are general studies overlapping subjects? First is political science and international relations paper, second is public administration, the third is sociology, the fourth is geography. Okay, so these are the four subjects which are overlapping mostly with the general studies part. If you see political science and international relations, it is overlapping with essay, general studies paper 1 because you have to study modern history there, general studies paper 2 because that is international relations, polity, governance, etc., etc., that is studying, that you are studying in your optional paper, that is PSIR, political science and international relations. And even general studies paper 3 also is overlapping, and general studies paper 4, that is ethics paper, is also overlapping with the political science and international relations. Okay, so at about there is nearly around 800 to 1000 marks overlapping with political science and international relations. Now coming to the second category, that is public administration. So public administration, you have to like there is a overlapping of, sometimes it is helpful in your essay paper, general studies paper 2 also, general studies paper 3 it helps, and general studies paper 4 also it helps. So there's overlapping. Now sociology part, general studies paper 1 as well as essay and ethics paper, it is overlapping. Now geography, it is overlapping with general studies paper 1 geography part and general studies paper 3's environment part and disaster management part. You see there's overlapping. Now this is general studies overlapping subjects. Fine. Now coming to the third category. The third category is the literature category. You see UPSC also offers literature subjects as the optional papers that you can choose. Let's say if you are from Kannada literature, Kannada background, so you can choose Kannada literature as your optional subject. You can choose English literature as your optional subject, Hindi literature as your optional subject. So there are languages that is being given over this subjects they are being given over there in UPSC. So you can see and you can opt any one literature paper that you can opt. But generally, who has to choose optional subject as a literature paper? See, if you are basically interested in that particular literature, studying the storybooks, and during your school days or college days, you are passionate about that particular literature, then you are good to go with that particular literature as your optional subject. Okay, there's a general myth that, so if you choose particular language as your optional paper, let's say Kannada paper as your Kannada literature as your optional paper, then you can score more. That's because the person who is correcting the Kannada paper will be from Karnataka, and he gives you the he gives you more score, more marks compared to the other papers. That is totally wrong. That's a rumor that is never going to happen, because as I told you, it is UPSC, it's not a PUC examinations. Kindly don't be in such myths. Okay, so this is about literature paper. And the fourth category is the trending category. What is this trending category? Usually every 2 years or 3 years once, the trend in the optional paper changes. That depends on how many toppers have opted this particular optionals in last 2-3 years, and how many of them have scored within top 100 ranks. So based on it, the trend usually changes. Okay, so let's say in 2011 and 12, when we were in PUC or graduation, at that point of time, public administration was in hype, that is in trend. Then after 2 years, geography became trend. Then after 2-3 years, political science and international relations become trend. And from 2016-17, anthropology is trending actually. So the trend basically changes. Okay, but there is no logic in that trend subjects. Fine, if you ask me that if you're choosing anthropology as your optional paper just because there is a trend, that's quite wrong. Okay, so I would suggest go through the syllabus copy, and if you are comfortable with that particular optional, then you should choose. This is the trending category. Now which optional to choose in these four categories? Now if you are very good in one particular core subject that you have done in your graduation days, then go for your core paper. If you think that you can basically do very well in your literature paper, if you are very much interested, passionate about the literature subjects, to study literature subjects, then you can opt for your literature paper. If you are not falling in any of these categories, then I would recommend you to choose the general studies overlapping subjects. Okay, that's because, so that is the safer side, because anyways you have to read general studies and essay papers. So along with it, your option will also be completed, and the burden will be lesser compared to the new subjects if you are opting as your optional subjects. Right? Again, in general studies overlapping subjects, there is political science and international relations, there is sociology, there is public administration, there is geography. Then how to choose among these papers? Simple aspect. Before choosing your optional papers, you should finish your foundation. That is, you should have completed your NCRTs, important NIOS books, and also certain background of the current affairs. Then you will have an affinity towards one particular subject as your optional subject. That optional subject you have to choose among these four general studies overlapping subjects. right? So this is basically my analysis. If you still have doubt, you can DM me, contact me, so that we can clarify your doubts. Thank you so much. We'll meet you again.